what it look like, what it's gonna be. It's your girl CK, the co-host, editor, whatever you want to call it, for Oak Tree ENT, OTE, baby. This is we're gonna do something a little different this time. I have a few questions to ask the host and creator of Oak Tree, the founder, Fat Daddy 46 on Instagram.
You know it.
How's your day been going?
Been going great. Thank God I woke up this morning.
Amen.
See another day that I won't see again. So I just always want to take every day how it comes.
Amen.
You know?
Somebody just celebrated a great birthday.
Thank God for it.
Thank
Big 50 Club.
50 Club, looking good, bub. Alright. So we've been contemplating for a couple of days, having a little commentary about Ye West. But that's not the first thing we're going to start out with. I wanted to start out asking you a couple of questions about, not kidnapping, but human trafficking.
Yeah.
Same
really
umbrella. So, you've been telling me like almost every other day about someone missing. As far as African American, white, whatever color, doesn't matter when it comes down to this.
Yeah.
And that also plays a factor in Ye's rants. Like, why aren't you ranting about that? But how do you feel about this human trafficking, and what do you think the Justice Department should and could do about it?
Well, first and foremost, I just want to, I just want to send prayers up to the families that are missing, whether it's kids, a mother, a daughter, a niece, nephew, or a son, husband, father, and that nature, I really have been looking every day, not just specifically for that, but when I come across it, it always comes to my mind, and I'm saying to myself, okay, people are steady talking about the Kanye West thing, and it's all in the algorithm to where if you are putting up something about that, people not really paying no attention. They going straight to what everybody else going through, and that's the Kanye West thing. But I feel that we need to pay more attention to our families, our kids, our household, and our surroundings, even our neighborhoods. We need to be more aware of who coming in and out of our neighborhoods, and what kind of cause it is. And as far as with the justice system, I think that they should, with the human trafficking thing, first of all, they should make sure that everybody's checking in, that have to check in for the
Predator thing.
Yeah, that sex offenders. Everybody that are sex offenders, they should make sure every one of them are checking in and they doing their part on that end. And then another one is that, us as a community as a whole already going through a lot. So we should really have patrolmen just driving around neighborhoods, making sure the neighborhoods is okay, making sure, because you just never know if you are driving around neighborhood and you're patrolling this neighborhood, you'll become familiar with this neighborhood, familiar with what cars are in the parking lots, driveways, whatever. And then if you see an unfamiliar car, you would know, or it'll be a question in your head, because if something did happen in that area that you patrolling in, you would already have an idea of what some cars look like.
Okay, and I want to pivot off of that. So it's kind of contradicting what I said, but do you feel like we can put our trust in the Justice Department, or like you said, do it ourselves as far as patrolling our neighborhoods and
I do think that I do think we could patrol our neighborhood because it was one night we was coming home and then we had seen an unfamiliar van in our area, and so we just kind of followed it, and then and we didn't really follow it to where they noticed that we were following it, but we was following it because it was an unfamiliar van in our neighborhood. So we just kind of went around and tried to check on it, and then they had pulled up in the driveway, in which the driveway, I know the guy that lived there. And then I was just, I stopped and asked him, I said, can I help you? Just being a good Samaritan, you know what I mean? So sometimes we gotta be good Samaritans out here and really look out for each other. It ain't gotta be about money all the time. Saving somebody's life is more important than money.
Yeah. And so with answering my question, we can't really 100% rely
trust in the justice system.
Right.
I mean, we can, but then again, we can't because sometimes it takes the person getting caught. If the person don't get caught, then the justice system can't do nothing about it. And saying that, sometimes we have to take it into our own hands sometimes.
Right.
Because we might get there a lot faster than the police.
Yeah.
We might be able to help get a child or a woman or somebody that's done been overpowered. We might be able to help them out, and before the police can leave. We might call the police, but we might be able to get there before the police.
Yeah, prime example when you kind of tailed the suspicious man. You would have been able to stop it before the
police
got there.
Yeah, because we could have called the police, but
they asked all kind of questions.
Yeah, they could have been already gone, done what they done, the crime and gone.
And got the kid and gone.
We was already there on the tail,
Yeah.
So I just think, people gotta have that mindset though,
Yeah.
If you don't have that mindset, it's like I always say, what it is, what it look like, what it's gonna be,
Yeah.
We got to have that mindset to be able to be that person. If you ain't got that mindset, then all kind of stuff will fly over your head and you ain't paying no attention to it,
Right.
That's just how I feel about that.
And we just wanted to, us being a part of this oak tree, it's not just entertainment. And people may get the wrong concept of the word entertainment because nothing, excuse me, y'all, I'm so sorry. Because nothing about human trafficking is entertaining.
No. And I'm glad you said that, co-host.
Thank you. So don't just think Oak Tree Entertainment is, all about entertainment. We fall under the umbrella of serious news and
accusations
and things of that nature.
Different things that really actually be going on. Sometimes you might catch something on our channel that you might not even see on nobody else's channel.
Which is like this little segment right here.
Thank you. And I'm glad you came up with this. That was a great, brilliant idea.
Thank you. And to go, since we're talking about human trafficking, it's mostly kids that are getting abducted, pretty much. That leads me to my
kids and female.
Yeah, to my next topic, which is the horrific things that's happening in St. Louis right now. I don't know if you, the viewers, have been keeping up with it or even heard about it, but in St. Louis at the elementary school, they found nuclear radioactive waste in the ventilation systems and the gyms. And then on top of that, they caught someone with 600 plus rounds, allegedly, may I add. But it was on the news, but still, for our safety, we have to say allegedly. Now, with that doesn't make any sense at all. radioactive waste, nuclear radioactive.
Well, that's like if it was in the ventilation system, that's like they was trying to poison them through their lungs.
The kids, right?
The kids, the teachers, the staff,
everybody
in the school would have been gone up.
Let me get it right. So, it said they checked the ventilation system and stuff like that.
But it was in the ventilation system?
It said they checked the ventilation system, the gyms, and various other spots of the school. But nuclear radioactive waste was definitely present inside of the St. Louis Elementary School.
Yeah.
And
that right there is that's a horrible thing, because you first and foremost, you don't know who done it. You don't know who done it. You don't know how they done it. And with stuff like that, kids be drinking out of water fountains.
Exactly.
Kids be washing their hands. Going to the bathroom, washing their hands, and all this and that stuff, touching stuff. And kids are the number ones that carry the most germs. And sometimes they take colds home to their family, from school. And I love kids. I love kids to death, but we'll have to pray for those people down in St. Louis, because Oak Tree, this is something that we do. We put the news out there, we let them know what's going on, and see if anybody is going to make a move on it that's closer. Because if they don't, we would talk about it again, and we would try to see what we could do to talk about it again. One thing I did want to say, co-host, is that the Brittany Renner girl, she went for pretrial.
Wait. That was a crazy transition. Okay.
Still recording though.
Yeah, I know, but we trying to no, this is raw footage. Oak Tree, baby, it is what it is, what it is.
Okay, so this ain't what it is, what it look like, what it's gonna be. So I done got off track.
Yes, you did.
Okay, well, let me get back on track, then. Let's get it.
Well, let me help you.
Let's get it.
We trying to transition smooth.
Y'all don't pay me no mind. I be all over the place sometimes. Y'all know how fat that is.
But we just wanted to bring awareness to that situation, because we scroll through the YouTube streets like everybody else. Yeah. If you're a podcaster, we know that's what you do as a podcaster. You have to get on YouTube, see what everybody's talking about. And nobody was talking about that. And come on, man. Yeah. Ye got the algorithm jacked up.
He got it locked down. We tried to go on the other day, and it was locked down.
Okay, so what were you saying about Brittany?
I was just saying that the Brittany Renner girl, she went up for pretrial, and they denied her again. So they're still trying to get her home.
And Dennis Rodman had people confused.
Yeah.
Allegedly saying.
Saying, and Dennis,
she's coming home soon.
Dennis, our boy.
In all actuality, her thing was denied. So they're trying to make that a big deal, and Dennis wanted to actually sit down with Vladimir Putin, head ass, and I don't know what he thought he was going to accomplish, but that man is in war right now. So
he ain't really caring too much about Dennis at the moment,
or Brittany. So the U.S. government told him not to, and that it wouldn't be a smart thing to do. So he had to stand down and back up, and that was that.
So he didn't get to do what he wanted to do.
No, he didn't get to talk to anybody.
Our United States government, not because of Putin.
But at the same time, it's like they were kind of looking out for him, because you might have a little power, Brother Dennis, but you can't go up against the government when it comes down to somebody bringing illegal substances into their their
But
state.
that's my thing though. I mean,
So it's hard for me to even have pity for her.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. Like people saying illegal substances.
Right, which one
I
is
understand that it was illegal substance, and they have a zero tolerance for drugs over there in Russia, right?
it? Right.
So with saying that, it's just that she wasn't smuggling anything, you know? She wasn't smuggling anything.
Yeah.
She was just getting, it was her own personal use, right?
Right.
Okay, so with it being her own personal use, I feel that, you know, they shouldn't have did it with that much time. You know, I feel like they should have just gave her a little bit of time, say 90 days or something like that, and put her on probation because she was a football star, a basketball star, and she was doing well. And that was her first time in Russia doing that, you know. So I just feel like that she should have got less of time, you know. And I know I'm not the only one that feel like this. So, but you know, you give
The law is the law.
Yeah, but they gave her, you gotta understand, co-host, they gave CK, they gave her 9 years. And then when she went up for the pre-trial, they knocked 1 year off, which they did knock that year off. They gave her the time served that she had already been in there, you know? And they gave her that.
I think it's been like 240 days.
Yeah, it's almost a year, man, you know? And that's that, for you to be in an unfamiliar place for that long, and it's like that movie we watched, Samurai, with Tom Cruise in it, and how he was he went over to Japan and whatever, and then he got captured, and he had to stay over there. You know, he adapts. But you know, with her being a female, you know, female have emotions, you know, they have feelings. Their feelings get really, really hurt a whole lot quicker than men. But what I am wanting to say about that is that, you know, they only saying something about her. You know what I'm saying? They have more than one American citizen over there locked up over there in Russia, and people don't know that. I've been doing my research, and it's another lady over there that's been over there a whole lot longer, and it's another tourist guy, and his wife got captured over there, and I don't know if he had alcohol or drugs or whatever, but they locked them up, and they've been over there ever since. They've been over there. Shoot, I want to say the lady had been over there at least 5 to 10 years, and the family and the man, he had been over there at least 3 to 4 years. So, with saying that just let you know that Russia is not playing.
No, they're not playing, and with that being said, we might better move on. Because remember, we saw something saying you can't really talk about the war and stuff that's going on right over there right now if you're a U.S. citizen. It was something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Where you can't be talking
we're
about
on our own platform.
I know.
We're on this platform.
But what we're going to do is move
try
on.
to come on this platform and try to handle something,
No.
get it taken care of.
What we're going to do is move on.
So we're gonna move on, Carl?
We're going to move on,
All right,
post.
we'll go to the next topic.
Next.
I'm waiting on you.
Next topic, last and final topic with your girl.
Okay. With my girl CK, doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
Down here in Oak Tree Entertainment. What it is, what it look like, what it's gonna be.
Baby.
We always on time, baby. We come on time just like Jesus.
No.
Huh?
No.
Oh, okay then.
We can't
I ain't comparing ourselves to Jesus.
I know it, but
I'm
we can't do no with that, man.
Time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we come at you right on time. That's right, baby.
OT.
Okay, because you know how people get to talking about it. They'll be thinking we down here lit. Thinking we down here lit, and so where's the mother?
Had their mind and their mouth all wide open, you know what I mean?
Waiting for a foot to go in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so last and final topic, because we're at 20 minutes right now.
Okay. And
we're trying to stay under 30.
People attention span ain't that long these days.
So we're gonna do like everybody else and contradict ourselves and now talk about brother West.
Yay
West.
He said don't call him West.
He said don't call him Kanye.
His name is Yay.
His name is Clashers.
He know what he's saying.
Clashers,
you know what I'm saying?
Please.
I think Yay is a genius.
Alright, but he may be a genius when it comes to music and fashion. But when it comes to saying certain things, he's a narcissistic, hate to say it, idiot. That's kind of harsh.
I wouldn't say that.
It's kind of harsh.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't call him an idiot either. I didn't mean to say that. You know what I meant to say is the way he talks about Christ and all this stuff. Like my cousin Miriam Grant said, when you are of God and you trying to represent Christ and all this, you have to address things in an orderly fashion. And I mean, you want to make Christ look good at all costs, you know.
I understand.
So the way he is like sporadically saying crazy things, and I know he don't want to be called crazy, but it's crazy. Slavery was a choice. Now he's not the only person that's had that thought process about slavery being a choice. But where he ran out at is when he tried to slick this Harriet Tubman. Because how can you say slavery was a choice, but she the one that helped free like over 400 or 4 whatever, like a bunch of slaves. So you right, Mr. West, it was a choice, and she took the choice to try to free her people. But then he come back with some crazy rhetoric, and he's just all over the place. Got me all over the place. But when he said, and our condolences goes out to the Floyd family. When he said, when he stated the fentanyl fiasco.
So you saying when he said
let me finish it.
They hit him with the fentanyl.
Let me finish it first. When he stated about the fentanyl being the main factor of this man's death, based upon a coon who want to be white but trapped in beautiful melanated skin, Candace Owens. He stated that fentanyl statement based off of her little documentary that we weren't even able to finish because it was so stupid, pretty much. How can you be a genius but you not only him but the whole entire world saw a whole knee on someone's fragile neck, and we know that the coroner stated that was the main cause of death, but then Ye goes back and say it was because they hit him with the fentanyl and we couldn't see what the other person at Mr. Floyd's legs were doing. He was trying to say they hit him with the fentanyl, the other officer. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So how does that make you feel?
Well, first and foremost, when a person does look at a documentary, they take documentaries as if it's been dissect into a belief statement. You know, they feel like the reporter or before they edit stuff and put it out, that all of the information is right. You understand? So by him looking at the documentary, and we all know how Kanye think.
Yeah.
I mean, rewind that. We all know how Ye think. He think with an open mind. And he also stated that on the other show, Drink Champs. You know, he said with him thinking the way that he think, and when they said he had some fentanyl in his system, it just took his mind into another whole different direction of saying they hit him with the fentanyl. And you know how people just talk sometimes, but my thing is this: you have to do your research.
Exactly, for
You
yourself.
have to do the research for yourself. And I feel, my personal opinion is I feel that they should have been suing the Candace Owens girl.
Seriously, that's what I was going to tie in.
Because the fact of remain is that he stated out his mouth is that he got it from the documentary.
Right.
So by him saying that, that's his defense. He's saying that because he got the fentanyl. If he had never heard it, you gotta understand, this man donated the family $2 million for the funeral. He didn't think that then.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So if he thought that then, he wouldn't have gave them no $2 million if he thought it was that, or he would have helped them fight the George Floyd movement a whole lot more than he did.
So then his mind is easily manipulated.
I wouldn't say it's easily manipulated. I would say his mind can go from different places at so many different times. You know how you have an idea in your head, and when you're trying to put the idea together, and how many thoughts, you can't even sleep good because your mind is racing so much. It's racing. Oh, I want to do this. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do this. Thinking about how I'm going to start this t-shirt line and what I want to start it up with. What I want to, different stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just say that, when you are coming up with an idea or you're doing something, and you might tell somebody about it. You might say stuff that you don't even realize that you're saying to them. And 90% of the time when you telling somebody an idea, you really telling them like you're already doing it or done it, and you ain't even got to start it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So 90% of the time when you telling somebody something, most of the time it's a lie. You understand what I'm saying? Pretty much it's just a straight out lie. But you're telling them, and the fact of you gonna get this started. This is your idea, but when you're telling them, it's like you already doing it. You understand? You haven't even started. You see what I'm saying?
When in all actuality, they might be ready.
They might be already ready to come
idea.
in. Like I be saying, before, if I had to say, you remember how I kept saying, Oak Tree getting started, Oak Tree gonna be here this day and time, and I had to push the dates back, because the building wasn't ready, or we wasn't our way, and we're still not completely ready, but we go off of, we just go ahead and start, because God said go ahead and start, and He'll help you finish.
That's right.
But what I'm saying is with the Kanye West thing, is that I do think that he done went off into a rant with a lot of stuff, but I think he got a strategic plan. And see, my thing is this, is that people not looking at all of the stuff that the man was saying when he was trying to put out some of his shoes, some of his clothing line, and some of the shoes he wanted to put out. He kept saying how frustrated he was with Adidas. Right? This was way before this stuff even started. If you've been following Kanye, you'll know that he been saying how frustrated he was with them and how he couldn't put nothing out. He couldn't even put out those, I think it was Red Octobers he supposed to have been putting out, and they wouldn't let him put it out at that time or whatever, because You know, they only wanted him to put out 1 or 2 shoes in a year, and he was like, man, my attention span and my ideas, and me being a creator, I can put out 10 or 15 or 100 things at a time. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying about that is that he could have had a strategic plan to be able to get up out and up under these contracts without him getting sued and them having to give him free money, because they have to pay him. They can't just drop him, because these are major contracts. These are like $1 billion contracts. And then if he wanted to get out the contract early, he would have got fined.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to drop him and get out, they got to pay him too, you know. And they still can't use none of the content that he had. I seen with Balenciaga that the stuff that he had done put out, they can't even sell none of it because they dropped it. So they got to pay him too, you know. Or even with the stuff that they is selling beforehand, just like the music industry. A lot of them, Spotify, Apple, a lot of those ones that's with the streaming with the music, they ain't on board with what everybody that's doing with fashion, because his music is different from fashion. So what's saying that is that they're not going to be able to stop him completely. Mm-hmm. But I think he got a strategic plan, and I think his plan was to really get off and up under them, and he had no way of doing it, and his backer was up against the wall, and it might have pushed him into a rant to go in this direction. He might not even knew what direction he was going in, but once you start something in that nature, you just go off on into it. You see what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on that. And we're going to do a part 2 on this. Yeah. You know, we just wanted to touch bases and let people know we are watching. But we don't like to jump on board with everybody else. Right. Because we're not the type of people to bash nobody, or because we don't know what nobody thinks.
Yeah.
We don't know what nobody, you know, are going through.
Sorry. I totally retract my statements for calling him an idiot. But his actions be idiotic sometimes, because you're right. He may have a strategic plan, because like you said, they got to pay him to get out of this stuff. But at the same time, I think you told me he went to Skechers and got turned down.
Yeah, but
so he's gonna have to take the advice of who was that? Russell Simmons.
Yeah, Russell Simmons gave some good advice.
Yeah,
he gave some good advice. But my thing is just like, okay, just cause Skechers shut him down, don't mean his career over.
No.
You know, just cause everybody turning their back on. Sometimes people do stuff like that to see who with them.
Yeah.
To see who was on board with them. Yeah. Because if you're a friend, or if you somebody that love me and care for me no matter what, then my business ain't got nothing to do with how much you love me.
That's right.
So he could have been doing that to see how many people is just down with him, is on his team. You understand what I'm saying? So,
these are our own personal opinions.
Yeah, these are our own personal opinions, our own personal thoughts. So we're gonna jump off of this. Yeah. And I just wanted to just tap in with it. I appreciate my co-host for wanting to have me on and ask me some questions. And Oak Tree Entertainment, we on it.
Yes,
just because you don't see our face, don't mean that we're not working, baby. We always got our feet to the ground and working.
Foot to the ground, head to the sky.
And we got other workers that's out there working with us. And my nigga Duck Dizzle is on board with us. He working with us. He doing footwork. My nigga J-Rock, he doing footwork. He on board with us. And y'all will be seeing more of our people with Oak Tree Entertainment.
That's right.
I'll let y'all later. Peace
what
out.
It is,
what it look like,
and what the
it's
gonna be,
OTE,
we out.
OTE, baby.